A NAP basically helps a country to coordinate its adaptation efforts, adaptation interventions that a country would like to take to tackle climate change. Kenya is one of the countries that is worst hit by climate change. Whenever I go to the field and I see the people who, we directly support, it inspires me even to work harder and to do a better job, just to make a difference in their lives.
There is actually much more behind her motivation. So we decided to go on a journey to trace back how she got here and how it all began.
$2, which is really expensive for many people.
You realize that right now in the market, the prices are a little bit inflated.
And yes, we're almost there. Better late than never. Oops, countryside traffic. Can we still make it on time for lunch at the homestead?
It's around your waist, like she has done it, you can see that. So you tie this like this, and then now you're really working in the homestead. It's called a leso, or kanga in Kiswahili. See, you need to first create, this is what you do.
And this is our maze. Can you see it?
So the girls would be doing this while the boys are probably playing soccer somewhere. Confirmed that I went through this because I lit the fire. So this is water that we collected during the rainy season. It stayed here for a while, so we use a little bit because we want to conserve as much as possible. I think it's ready now.
Food. It's always the best way to break the ice. So after lunch, we had a nice chat with Zippy.
So we are in a place called Mwingi. It reminds me of my village in Kisumu where I grew up. We had a little piece of land where we would grow our crops, and because of climate change, sometimes rains failed, sometimes we didn't get a good harvest. Back in the days, there was drought, the rains would fail, but it was not as what we saw today. We had a river, and at least even though the water levels had reduced, the water levels were not very low as what we saw today. The lady today at the well was practically almost, getting the soil, mixed with the water. There was really nothing. Coming from a very humble background, I went to school. You saw the young girl today. When she came from school, she didn't even have shoes. Her school uniform was torn, and probably it's the only pair she has. In Kenyan homesteads, usually the burden lies heavily on the girl child to collect fodder for the livestock, to fetch the water, to collect the firewood. As I went to collect the water, my brother was left behind, because culturally this is not his role, so he had more time to study compared to me. When I would look at my situation and compare myself with kids from these other backgrounds, it was very difficult for me because I was young. I didn't understand why I had to go through a different lifestyle. So I would ask my mom and my parents sometimes from time to time, like, Dad, why is it that so-and-so has shoes? Why is it that I go to school on barefoot? I remember on so many occasions, my dad used to tell me that Zipporah, knowledge is power. Education is the tool that you can use to kill poverty. If you are educated, then you're able to do many things on your own.
And so CP started to realize that was the right path to follow.
So when I had the teacher ask a question and I knew the answer, I was so motivated and I would jump very fast and try to raise my hand.
And with this drive, ZP made it to the university.
My home, my environment where I was born is very unique because that was the driving force for me to work very hard in life because I wanted to change my life. I wanted to change the life of those around me and other young girls.
Yes, life can be tough, right? Especially in such places. But what really impressed me in the countryside was exactly this: pride, determination, and despite everything, looking for a good time.
Yeah, I remember when I was young, we played a lot, of course. We played a lot. It was the landscape was not good for farming, but it was really good for playing with other kids.
It's still good.
From there, it's
Looking back where I've come from, a young girl who's using a kerosene lamp to study. We are 6 of us, it's a small table, and we are all trying to squeeze our exercise books on this table to do the homework, and the steps, the strides I've made today to where I am, it's really an inspiration. Yeah. Did that make sense?
Yes, Zipi, you did make sense.
Okay.
And thanks for sharing your story. We're now ready to head back to Nairobi.
I want to be remembered for having made a difference in the lives of many Kenyans, who on a daily basis have to deal with the negative effects of climate change. Sometimes when you sit in your office on your little desk, you don't imagine that somebody else down there is actually looking up to you, that the farmer is actually depending on you to make their situation better or bring a difference in their life. So when I actually heard, the farmers just say that, we have so much hope in you people, and we're looking up to you to make a difference in our lives. Now I know that, there's somebody there who's actually depending on me to just, make a difference in their life. And this for me is really something very important and very inspiring. So it actually energizes me even to work harder and to do my job better.